abundantly overpowered one by any means, but just good.
Do you think that Lion and Rasta would be picked still if Hex had a small cast time? Think of
Probably,
like
probably a
Lion
lot
having to
less.
do.
Yeah.
Lion has to do like a 360 before he gets it off, for
Oh,
example. Like
yeah.
he's a.
I mean,
That'd
that's
be cool.
BKB. Imagine he blinks in, he's like, "I'm gonna get you," and then they just, as they see him, they're just like, hit the
Yes.
BKB. It's
Yules,
over.
BKB, Lotus, like anything
It better
instant.
be like a 10-second hex if you need a 360
Yeah,
Oh
to get
my
it
true.
in. And
goodness.
Yeah,
it
that's a good
better be
idea,
like a
Dakota.
huge
Imagine
hex.
Jakiro having a Hex with that turn rate. Whew. 360.
Here I come. Stay
The game will
there.
end before you get it off. Good
Yeah,
lord.
ridiculous for sure. I want to make a side note to talk about Warlock. Remember Warlock being this like 5 pick that you needed to have in the lineup right out of the gate, and now it's kind of like, if it seems to work with the lineup with Team Fight and Fatal Bonds, will make it work. It's still high tier. It's just not like must grab. So
Yeah.
it's, we're seeing the Warlock stock go down a bit. It looks like.
People have gotten better at answering it with like centaurs in every single game. And this hero is like the best disengage. ABBA 5 taking off the fatal bonds. Like even within this draft, we can see numerous counters, even though Warlock just like isn't in the game. So I think the meta has just like shifted around this Warlock hero, and so it's fallen off. But even with it shifting around, the hero is still so good that it still ends up warranting a second phase ban.
Yeah, I think if there's no Centaur, it's still a first pick, right? If that ends up getting banned, because the disengage is pretty huge against, like, if you can make him waste Golem, I mean, that's a ridiculously long cooldown versus the Stampede, especially with that 20, is it the 15 talent? I can't remember now. I think it's the 20 talent. Making that like a 50-second cooldown ult is pretty ridiculous. And we're going to see a Clockwork. So getting inspired by the one and only Soxa god, TA. Wow.
Okay, prediction.
It's been a while.
Arteezy carry TA. He's been spamming this shit in pubs. I've seen, I believe Kotaro's been playing it in pubs too. And it looks ridiculously good. This Ags build, you're just over here, and then all of a sudden you're over there, and then over here cutting waves. It's like you're an anti-mage on crack. It's actually nuts.
So the Ags is you teleport to a
to the
trap,
traps.
but you're melded, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
so basically, like, it's not even about like the burst and the crazy like meld combos out of the traps. It's literally just about the fact that you have this like crazy global potential. And he's been spamming this. I'm so excited to see it in actual competitive because I kind of thought it was a meme, but it looked really good in the game that I saw.
How fast do you get the Ags then?
First item.
Build. First item.
Yeah, it's like
Really?
I would like first or second, like maybe like D-Lance Ags or like Yasha Ag, something like that. But it's ridiculously early. You play in that. You play from the safe lane as well.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I am very intrigued. I mean, I don't refute a lot of that. I have tuned into Eternal Envy stream occasionally on the side at night, and I think just last night he had a tantrum moment saying that he felt TA was not that great. But I am agreeing with you how I see a lot of the pros give it the attention. I'm pretty curious here. Abed, as we know, is a world-class puck, one of the greatest, if not the greatest right now. For him to confidently have the TA as a contender to the puck, you already have the Viper taken off the table. I think we could see the debut of a scary new mid laner for Abed, and something to just kind of be on the lookout for moving forward.
Pretty cool though.
Yep.
Chronosphere for Void, another long cooldown, but it has great setup. Like we've seen so many Void games. This is position 1, I assume, because they've already have Clockwork Snapfire as likely their support duo. But it feels like I guess the support Void has kind of fallen off. But it feels like most of the time position 1 Voids are picked in the NADPC thus far. There's like no follow. There's no damage in the Chronosphere, which finally, at least Snapfire is something. That's if you can get a full duration Mortimer's Kisses, it's almost a team wipe in a lot of situations if you get a good chrono.
I'm sad we never saw the 5-position Void that I was hearing Dubu flex when we came into the season. So, but you're right. It's been one.
Was it a 4
the whole way through
that we saw? We saw one game of support, I think, early on.
Maybe, maybe like a Jubei game or something that he may have pulled it out. Maybe
it was a win, if I remember correctly, because I was very impressed.
Okay.
Of course, this could have just been a dream. Don't trust my old man memory right now.
Fair enough.
Pretty sure, though, it was real. felt real.
Sorry,
Life is a simulation, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that.
I did know that. I saw Elon Musk on SNL the other night. That to me proves even more so that life is a simulation. But man,
Apparently,
both of these,
him being on there crashed the Dogecoin.
I don't know if
It's
that's
interesting.
Probably maxed it out too at the same time.
I mean, when he was on the Joe Rogan podcast and smoking the marijuana, his Tesla stocks plummeted as well. So he makes any public appearance that just plummets everything he's a part of. It's interesting.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
That's usually why the higher up CEOs like to just remain in the dark, make their money, and let other people be the face. But unfortunately for NADPC, these are the three faces you're stuck with as we round out the draft here. The Drow going to warrant the ban this go around. They feel like it's something that could continue to come out. I mean, it's true. I mean, imagine a
Darkseer Viper ban, man. I really want to see Arteezy playing this, man. I know it's Abed, and it's like it seems so likely that it's just gonna be this like Abed TA versus Puck, but Darkseer ban, that would own a TA in the safe lane. I've seen him spamming it. Viper off lane would own a TA in the safe lane too. On the other side too, though, like TOOBASED, their draft is, this could be a Monkeys Forever Snapfire. I've seen him play that. That would be really good to lane with the 4 clockwork. This could be a Monkeys Forever Puck, and then they flex to the mid, some hero that they think stomps a TA, but then you have the TA that could possibly go safe lane as well. So there's so many question marks in both of these drafts. It's we're gonna have a lot of answers, hopefully, with these last 2 picks.
If you do think of TAs being okay, so this is potentially the off lane still, right? It could be. I mean, we don't see mid very often, but Life Drain. What is Spirit Siphon? Pretty good against the refraction from TA.
Yeah.
Looks
is that Arteezy, Nature's Prophet?
I think it's
potentially.
Okay, so it is an Abed TA. GG.
All right. It's a bit
No
late
ags.
and last minute.
Sad.
We'll take it in for what it's worth. Gentlemen, how we feeling? Sunstan, I'll start with you. You backing EG on this one?
I mean, you know what? I'm going to be the contrarian here. Obviously, EG is the better team. I actually like simply 2-base draft. It's pretty easy to execute. Chrono, a lot of damage in it. Monkeys Forever. It's a good DP game, I think. I'll go with simply 2-based.
Way better
confidence
draft
on that one. All right.
Way better draft, definitely from 2-based, but I do like the tempo that EG sets, and they have this like carry mid to go with the tempo carry in the safe lane. We'll go EG. Okay.
Nerd.
Now, okay.
All right.
Let's
get
us
into
out.
the break. Let's get away from the nerds here and get over to the commentators where everybody cares about the most. We've got Lyrical Trent Aui and, of course, Pop-Tart on the obs. Let's check them out.
Welcome back again, Dota fans. Smoke up, heading right towards the mid, trying to get this kill into Abed, maybe? Actually, that ward placed down a second earlier, running right on in.
Well, Abed just found out there's a ward there, right? So he knows that someone could be up there.
I think he thought it was on the other side. Yeah, he did not know. Confirmed, did not know. Abed going down, first blood, maybe a Photic Shield. They can't get him. They can't get him. Oh, they went too close. And in the end, it didn't happen.
They don't have any stuns. That was like a really good body block by Flea, but Imperium wasn't there. The Scatter Blaster Snapfire quickly, so it just barely didn't bring down Abed.
Yeah. Do you think it's worth it to not take the Little Shredder if you're going to kill the mid?
I don't think Little Shredder's that good level 1, so I think it's not bad. Like Little Shredder, it starts scaling really hard at level 3, so I don't think you have any problems taking other skills.
As long as you take the cookie, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the Scatter Blast a lot personally.
Really? You're not one of these skip it until level like 8 or whatever?
I mean, I don't actually play this hero that much, but in my head, like it feels weird as a 5 to try to max out Little Shredder and right click people in fights.
Really?
Like I'd rather have like some wave shot for defending towers and like maybe like I can throw the nuke and position better. But that spell is
farm
very
from
strong.
your cores. The classic, yeah.
Yeah,
this makes way more sense. Yeah, now I'm understanding.
But like I have no idea. Little Shredder seems really strong as a spell, so it might just be in that too strong area.
Yeah, I think that might be what it is. But yeah, either way, it's not a fun TA. It's just a normie TA. Just going mid, doing his thing versus Puck. A little disappointing. But,
yeah, I think this Puck hero is it's really strong, but people are starting to pick up more and more counters to it, like the TAs, the Dragonites, and this hero like it's still high priority, but I think especially in EU, it's started to fall off just a tiny bit now.
Yeah, this looks like a really rough game because you could also do the Orchid on the NP potentially. And you know, you want your Witchblades or whatever on your Puck, so the build is going to be rough for Annihilate.
Yeah, I think this Nature's Prophet versus the range offlaners is particularly strong. Not as much because the trains will hit them. The trains don't actually do that much damage, but range offlaners don't have coiling blades, so you can like reliably deny them with the trains plus your base damage. This hero is something that I think I talked to both Yawa and Artesia about, and they think this hero is bonkers crazy on one position. I mean, these are sort of old conversations from the start of the patch, but yeah, I think I watched some of their pubs on it too, and the hero just looks super solid for one position.
Yeah, we see it a lot in SA too. They play it mid, or play it, well, mid and safe lane really, but yeah, Prophet is still ridiculous.
Abed doing some interesting stuff there. Pulled the creep wave over, but then a lost aggro, so now is still playing up in Annihilate's face in this mid lane. So far, relatively even in CS, although you can see that the sort of choices that we've got coming out here, Puck already has his bottle coming, and we'll be able to get the regen on that water rune here as well. So a nice start so far for Annihilate.
But I just want to talk about Prophet. I think if you could only pick one hero for every single person on your team to learn, I would pick Nature's Prophet. I'd be like, guys, please, just go grind this hero. Well, like, with the way you can flex it,
take your farm though? Because that's what I care about. Like, I care about my game. Like,
I mean,
I can see it though, right? Like, you can play any role. It pushes towers for you. You know, it makes a map state nice. I can dig it.
It's a very valuable asset. He can buy whatever the hell he wants in any game.
That's true. He can legit buy any item in the game, and it'll look good, given you have enough gold.
Mage Slayer. Here it comes.
Okay, he can't buy
almost every item in
the game. Maybe versus the Spell Life Seal Bristlebacks. That's the only time I thought Mage Slayer is okay.
Now we're talking. Position 4, Nature's Prophet, Mage Slayer. Easy.
Yeah. Heard it here first, boys.
Alright. We'll change his Aghanim so that it applies attack modifiers on his ulti.
And we'd see sort of the same thing happening as Game 1, though. E.g., they're just up CS all on the board. I mean, like, TOOBASED, they have these counter picks.
Boris.
Oh, Boris.
Rough.
Dude, really well played by Crit, waiting for that animation before he threw the spike.
It's just, I don't think TOOBASED know their carry matchups. Like, if you see Centaur Lion, there's no way you pick Void into that. If you see Ember mid, there's no way you pick Tiny into that. Like, these matchups are not favorable for you, and they're being punished because EG are one of the best laning teams, not only in NA, but in the world.
Really, really good job. And I mean, it's interesting, right? Because hypothetically, you look at these drafts and it feels like there could be cool things there if you can get through the laning stage, but you can't. Empyrean, he's just dead to ice.
There's this video from day 9 that I really like. He was just doing like some random rant while he's playing Magic the Gathering, and he's talking about how in RTSs there becomes a standard build,
right?
And if people don't do the standard build, then you just go kill them. Like, you're confused about what they're doing, just group your units up and go kill them. And I think EG applies that concept really well. Again, top lane, my goodness.
Oh my god! Alright, things looking much worse than last game
I'm back
so far.
with the salves! What?
Yeah, like, they're doing fancy stuff, they're doing cool things, but, you know, EG, they're just gonna kill them. Like, you don't get to play Dota if you just die. And, like, you can see the difference, right? Like, they have the counter pick at top, Void has 16 CS. EG has the counter pick at bottom. Nature's Prophet has the same denies as Faceless Void has CS, basically. He just dumpstering the lanes.
Oh my god, dude, are you serious? They got him again?
There's nobody in this lane. They're walking back out.
Double walk of shame.
And it's like, it's
God.
honestly super unfortunate, because like, what do you learn from these types of games? Like, you want to play EG, you want to learn stuff, but you just learn, I need to be better at laning. Like, I just need to be a better player, lol, just get better. Like, I don't know.
What do you do to not fight these two heroes in lane? Like, what hero can even deal with this? Like illusion heroes or something? You just try and like separate and pull?
Well, I think how you should think is Centaur at level 1, he doesn't have any wave push, so you should try to double wave him and play a lane that, like, I think some Gyrocopter +1 can do really well in this lane. I think Bristleback +1. If you get the flax off, you get a double wave on them, you can actually contest them. But they don't have any regen mechanics. Centaur has 2 armor. If he has to rush Ring of Health, it's a long time before he gets strong. So you push the wave out, Lion's not strong on the side, you can contest him, you can get pulls off. You can actually win this
Oh,
lane.
here we go.
Wow, you said that fast enough
though.
that I can just clip it and
Break
send
down
it to
the
them.
laning stage entirely and just come mid and kill Abed. Can they get it though? No, Fly is there. Crit made the rotation as well. It was looking good for a minute, but only a minute as Simply 2Base will lose another.
Wait,
Living? Oh,
Alright.
5
I didn't
HP.
swing it.
Uh,
And I really like that from TOOBASED. Like, the lanes are going sort of poorly. Don't sit in your lanes. Do something to change the circumstances of the game. And, like, it didn't work out, but this is a much better mentality than last game, you know?
Yes,
Last game,
right.
they're sort of like, it's not going right, and they're like, I don't know what to do. Like, help. And then, like, no one's doing anything because no one wants to do it. In this game, like, the lanes are going badly. Okay, let's consolidate our resources. Bring in the gank. Let's use our one power timing in this coil. Doesn't work out. That's the right move.
Yeah, and while while they were fighting mid, Boris went and grabbed a creep wave from in behind.
Oh my
And just
God,
brought it
Crit.
here. Yeah, this
Just
is.
get
Oh
him
my
denied.
god. Oh, yeah.
Just pull your tower, bro. Just pull your tower, bro.
Oh my God, no!
Oh,
Alright, make him
debated?
pay. Make
Wait,
him pay.
Centaur's
Oh
level 6.
no! They ulti and just get out of there.
Dude, he's got to die for this. You can't let him get out. Someone
Kill
please.
this man.
And just chase
Is
him to the
there
end
no
of the world.
justice in the world?
And again, like EG, they just have this cool concept with Centaur. Like, if you win your safe lane, you just go to the center lane, and that tower is dead. And I think a lot of people, like, originally when I saw it, I was like, wait, isn't Centaur gonna take that tower anyways? But the thing is, if you take Centaur's tower really fast, he will take so much farm away from your opponent because he's freed up because you've taken this tower. And all of a sudden, this Centaur hero is not just tanky; he's like in your face tanky.
Yeah,
It's a
he,
big
he like
difference.
runs in here both times, right? He just like
Yeah.
runs into the enemy jungle and says, "Oh, is this
Yeah,
where
like,
you're
what
supposed to
do you
retreat to?"
Like, are you gonna bring 4 heroes into your own jungle to like potentially maybe kill this hero? Like, it's not even guaranteed.
God,
Like,
this
it
looks
feels
like
really
so
bad to
much
play
fun.
against that.
To just be
Yeah,
this
it looks
Centaur
super
right
fun,
now. You have this Vanguard. You have a 0 mana cost double edge.
It looks so fun. I might just run into enemy tier 3s like Ice did last game, you know? Like, I'm
Exactly.
understanding it. You have to get in the mindset.
That must be how he just tempers himself back down.
Well, if there is one positive thing here, Flea was able to steal a Keen Optic away from Abed.
Ooh,
And that was what that
game-changing?
chip was about. So, you know, they're,
Poggies?
they're giving him a handicap here, you know? That's what's happening, basically.
Honestly, that's a good tier 1. Like, I'd be mad if I was crit, you know? Like,
Yeah.
how dare
Oh yeah,
they
you
take
definitely
my
don't
item.
say anything.
Oh, Boris? Sag.
Hexed. Yeah. And this is going to be an easy peasy kill here. So they take him down again, and also Clockwork falling in the
Sag.
mid lane, but maybe a chance. Dude.
Oh, Arteezy?
Sec, sorry.
All right.
Dude, Empyrean missed that
Yeah.
cookie because of the pause. I mean, he clicked it before the pause, but no, I mean, no. This is a big kill for them. I think they got it. Like, they have a siphon. He's coiled for another. I can't.
Surely he's dead.
Do they
He's-
have any mana to give to Ice 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 for Stampede?
Abed, you piece of shit.
Can they kill him? Yes, they will.
All right, punish for pausing, as it should be. What if like you had to suicide one of your heroes every time you pause the game?
Now
I
we're
like
talking.
that idea.
That'd be a good change.
It should just be right in the UI too, and everyone on the team votes.
Yeah. Yeah, like vote kicking. It's a vote for the death. And Monkey's dead. They're snowballing. This TA is dead. They're trying to die. Probably won't work. But the ideas from TOOBASED are much better this game. You can see like a lot more aggressive potential coming out from them.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a draft. I don't know if it's like they had a small chat after the last game. But, you know, I'm liking it. They're still down 5k at 8 minutes. But, you know, you do what you can.
I mean, yeah, strictly speaking, the game looks worse, but their plays are better.
Honestly, I think this game looks better than last game. I mean, it's
At
hard
this
to say
Dude,
because
at least they're making moves.
dude, both the games are
Okay.
just awful. But at least they're going for something. At least Abed has died once. He didn't die all of last game, you know?
That's true. That's a good point.
I mean, they're screwed because Centaur's just gonna hit mid tower. Arteezy like he's pulling back top lane. Faceless Void is like he's like trying to farm a camp, but Crit's like beside him, sapping his Crit's farming more than him at this point.
yes.
But yeah. With that said, Monkeys Forever has committed Exorcism. They've committed Coil. We're gonna see a move from EG. Oh, here we go.
Zap.
Arteezy,
Bye.
Cookie tries to live.
Debuff?
And
The
the
debuff's
slowdown's there,
gone.
but the turnaround. Chrono connects on to all 4. Let's go. Make a kill happen. Get something. The coil's going to come out. Arteezy now also in a little bit of trouble trying to take down Empyrean Flea right on top of him, catching, trying to kill him in these cogs, but EG, they will lose 3. It
Great
cost them a
buyback.
buyback, and maybe Fly goes down as well. Ulti is already worn off. Flea chased down. Fly in some trouble. Triple kill for Annihilate. Why not?
That was amazing. I mean, they spent the buyback amongst forever. But you're down 5k at 8 minutes, and you took a fight where what was that? Like 4 for 3 and a buyback on monkeys? Like that's
Yeah.
really good.
And they got out damaged in that fight. Like that was some scary stuff there. Great saves onto monkeys to get him back there.
And this is like without the Snapfire OT. Like you can see the potential that the Dire lineup has to try to turn this game around.
Ooh.
Oh, they're Sapphire OT mid.
Ulti? Oh, they can't quite hit him.
Yeah.
Oh, that one hurts. You would have loved to get something more out of that. And now monkeys gonna get gone on. Arteezy's nearby. Tower about to fall. Empyrean getting encapsulated in creeps.
Oh no.
Gets
He's
killed
still
off
so
in
slow
the
from the
end.
trap.
Oh no. Doesn't have any way out of this one. Monkeys Forever is gonna go down. Throws out a silence before he dies. But tough stuff.
That's rough. They just had this like comeback and now like it's rough, you know. You don't have your spells. They go for this like little cute play. I think maybe a bit too cute, trying to kill a TA off Siphon plus Snapfire OT, and they just get punished for it because EG is just really good. I think Abed's trap placement in particular, like in both those last engagements, it just got them extra kill. He's just so aware of what's going to happen on the map that he's like already knowing he needs traps there, you know?
Oh, Ice is doing it again.
Yep. Running in there. Wow.
But look on the bright side. Ice feels threatened enough that he's going to buy a Blink Dagger this game. Last game, he was like Vanguard, Hood, I'm diving your tier. It's not even diving tier 3. I'm walking around in front of your base to parade myself, you know?
But it's not a statement of fear. It's actually he just wants some style points. He just wants to blink out of a chrono, I feel, you know?
Ooh, that's fair.
You know? I think that's how he judges his item choices.
And this Snapfire OT usage, the last one, was actually really unfortunate because now they have both 6s on supports. I think if they had this Mortimer more kisses, like they could actually go for a kill just off their 2 supports, may join up to a core somewhere.
They're probably gonna
But
smoke
because
now
they
and do
don't
it, I
have
think.
this, yeah, it's just a bit delayed, you know.
Yeah.
Like they should go for it. And again, like TOOBASED, they're playing better this game. They're not 7K at 12 minutes, but
That
the
ward-
plays themselves are definitely better.
That ward's killing them though. They have Sentry and Sentry, and it just saw this entire
rough.
group up.
Yeah.
Oh, they saw the smoke too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And this is a rough one. Like if you ever smoke from your jungle to the off lane, like that's a long time to
Yeah,
go
but
and
they
smoke.
are-
Any
they're-
good team's gonna predict
They
that. Like,
guess
Crit's gonna
both
tank this.
directions. So yeah, Crit's
Ooh.
like they might be coming here, and Abed back to the top triangle just in case.
Oh, Crit, fancy moves! Oh my god!
There it is. Put on your
Gives him the
dancing
taunt.
shoes.
Cookie interrupted by the Earth Spike denies the regen rune. Dude, Crit has been on some shit this game. Like denying creeps in Boris's face. It's amazing.
Nah, they're just styling, and that's Roshan. I think EG have this idea with any 1- armor hero. Like they have Desolator, Meld, and a Blightstone on Arteezy. And with this Abaddon here, they just go and kill Roshan. The enemy does any one thing, they miss a hook, boom, Roshan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I thought
see
really
Abba
fast actually.
first picked a lot across the regions, and I don't know. I
yeah?
think it's super. I don't know. At least in SA we do. It's like first pick
Okay.
constantly, and every time I'm just like, man, this hero was actually so ridiculous.
Because I know I saw Hector playing at carry one game. Is it usually a 5?
yeah,
or
it's
like,
like,
how do
he's
they-
the only one who plays at 1.
Okay, so it's mostly 5. I mean, this hero has looked pretty good. His laning is like surprisingly good for what the hero is. Just like high MS, good trading with a shield.
Part of it is
And,
all the. It's usually the melee offlaners that punish because of the like you can just go first level on the curse is what we'll see a lot of the
They
time.
go curse level 1. Wow, okay.
The good ones
I
do.
haven't-
The bad ones
I
go
honestly have
shield.
not watched that many SA games.
Yeah, it's,
But that's another pre-14-minute tier 2 or something.
And are they going high ground right now? I mean, they're walking up here saying, come deal with us. We got Aegis on Abed. Arteezy, Witch's Blade done. They have that done also on Puck. Maybe they can make a rotation here with this Arcane Rune. This could be kind of good if they can sort of force a EG to dive a little bit. And, well, if there's one thing Ice is willing to do, it's that. As I annihilate.
that was an arcane rune, and it's still not worth coiling him.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Man, they had hookshot and snap. Man, I'm kind of surprised they didn't just take that kill.
Yeah, I am a bit too. I think they just don't feel confident fighting into this Aegis. Like, even if they go on center there, maybe he gets, like, healed and shielded, and it takes too long, TA kills them all. But again, like, you're behind this much, you should probably take whatever chance you can get, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they
And
do
Void,
have
Void has
now
his Midas.
the big item. That's right. The Midas is done on Boris.
Okay, I like this. I like this for 2-base. You know, they're realizing that no matter what item Faceless Void does, he's not going to do damage this game. He's just a Chronosphere. You might as well buy the Midas. And they're smoking. They have their ultimates up. Like, let's go try to kill something.
And they see Ice coming past that
They
ward.
can kill him. They can't kill him to do that.
Oh, no. Coil gonna snap. They got him afterwards, though. All there in the cogs, trying to do enough damage. He is rather tanky, though. Is it enough? Yes. Annihilate gets the kill. Flea is going to get blown the hell up, and the Hex comes out afterwards as the right clicks from Arteezy ends the life of the puck. How dare you coil my Centaur?
A little bit sloppy on the comms there, I think. I think when you're this far behind, you should say, like, the hero we run into, like, let's just blow everything on him.
Right.
Like, the moment they saw him, they should just coil, hook, snapfire ulti, like, instantly, you know? Because they know, like, if they do not get out right away after bursting this guy, they're all going to die. And that's what happened, you know? And that wasn't worth it for them, but, like, yeah, at least they went for it.
Yeah, a trying effort here in desperate times, you know? Better than last game, again.
Arteezy's just setting these treants on the top tower. Like, that's annoying.
Right. Monkeys, though, wants to find somebody here.
Wow.
We'll run right into Arteezy. The Hex is the... Oh, my God.
Mission
That
successful.
is not a tanky hero. Yeah, he found him.
Yeah.
He did find them.
Jeez.
I think, like, it's like a desperation thing right now. Like, I think people don't realize if they turn on the Dire Fog, just how oppressive it is. Like, EG's really good at keeping the heroes off the map and just making the map hard to play. Like, that play from Monkeys looks really weird, but... And, like, it's probably not the optimal play, but, like, you can sort of understand it. If you go to the fog and you're just like, there's nothing. Like, I need to make space somehow. Something has to happen.
Right.
And, like, you just make a slightly wrong decision and, you know, you get clipped in a highlight reel or something. Feels bad.
Yeah. And that same ward is down here again, spawning where Boris is off to. So they might make a move here. Crit's on it. He just wants to TP and start running to see if he can catch this Faceless Void.
Heads back with his team. EG is still around this mid lane. They've got Chronosphere available, but with a 12,000 gold lead right now. I mean, if there's one thing, you sort of win a fight at this point, and it's going to be a lot of gold and levels injected back into them.
For sure.
Why?
And they do have the heroes who win these fights even from behind, right? Like, if they get a good Chronosphere with an Exo and a Snapfire ulti, they can turn these fights.
Ice is looking. Dude, playing this with, like, Fly and Ice, like, it doesn't even matter if they die at this point, it feels like, in a way.
Yeah, and honestly, it just takes so long to kill them, right? Like, even if you commit on a team fight, even if it looks good, they're so tanky, it's gonna take so many spells. Oh,
Jump in.
Jumping mid, sad.
Nice.
Cookie afterwards. All right,
Alright.
Stampede down.
Yes.
No Stampede. Aegis is expiring, I think. I don't know how to read this timer. I think it's
18
expiring
minutes.
20
18
seconds.
seconds.
Alright. And yeah, this is an opportunity for them. They have every spell up. The thing is, they use a lot of smokes, but they have this one last one. Oh, and they got the Imp That's a little bit of damage. Like, they need to take this fight. If they win this fight, there's a chance, you know?
Alright,
they know
big coil.
exactly where EG are.
Big coil plays, Danny. Let's go.
Looking for the opening,
Nice.
they
As
find
Aegis
Abed
expires.
right as it expires. Moving into position, Fly is there. Chrono comes out. It did catch on a Monkeys before Exo was used, and the stomp to interrupt. And Abed will live through it. They didn't have Exo going. Danny was on the other side. Everybody from Simply 2 Beats going
Crit got
down.
out.
They did get Abed. Okay. They were able to get him. Can they find anything else afterwards? Flea tries to run. Ice is still in the area, and Annihilate Monkeys forever. Okay, a little bit of a slowdown now. Cookie comes afterwards. Able to get that stun. Popping the Exorcism now. The silence out afterwards. Fly with the Aphotic Shield, but look at that damage coming in from Empyrean. They take down another. Fly finally pops that
Tip 'em.
ulti. Yeah, that's right.
Tip him,
Get him.
yes.
I
mean,
take down another.
If there's one thing that we know can be EG, it's some all chat / tips, right? You know, you give them
That's
the good
true.
old question mark, they lose 3 games instantly. But honestly, that was a really good fight. I think a little bit of miscommunication by TOOBASED there. Again, like, I think they need to have to talk. Like, we're really far behind. When we spot that hero, like, Imperium places down this really good ward. Like, pop everything.
Yeah.
Like, get your Siphon off, get your Exo off. Like, they could have won that fight really cleanly. It goes pretty well for them anyways,
Ooh, easy.
but...
They're TPing for this.
Ooh.
Ooh, chance. They spot him. Walking right on
TTC?
in. Hello, hello. What are you going to go? Can he kill them all, though? The stomp. They're in the cogs.
Boris can't get in.
They can't get in. Oh, my God. Who's Sprout teasing now? Well, eventually they get the kill. Oh, my God. Christo moves in, murders Boris, evaporates Flea. It took too long. I Annihilate wants to get out of there. It looks like he
He's gonna
will.
blink. Crit's coming.
Dude.
All right.
All right, well, it came at a cost, but they got that kill first.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of the story of this game is like TOOBASED, you can see how they're developing as a team. Like, they're making the good moves, just the execution and communication is like not quite there yet. Like, if they kill you know, the center and the enemy jungle, the Radiant jungle faster. You know, maybe that just looks like a pick off. They all get out. Instead, they lose 3 heals. If they kill that TA in their triangle a little bit faster, maybe DP doesn't die right away and it's a clean fight. But EG, like, they're so good at punishing these minute mistakes. Like, in a pub or against a lower caliber team, these plays just look good.
Yeah.
Oh, Clock gets the stun, but it comes at a cost. We'll catch Abed in those cogs, but they don't care. Empyrean used his ulti to try and clear through the creep wave, but they had another one coming, and now just going to get a set of racks. Go and secure the map.
And when you're
tier 2.
when you're this far behind, like the only timings you have are basically like your spells, right? Like there won't be real item timings. The enemy will always be ahead of you on that. So they need to have all the resources in order to fight, and like they just don't have anything to fight for that top racks.
And they don't have heroes that get improved by like that, you know, that blink on like your shaker or something, where it is a realistic item that actually improves the spell. Someone get a veil.
Yeah, I like that.
Honestly, that sounds good. Like they should buy all the cheap items they can to try to buff up their timing. Like how Dota items work, right? It's like the smaller the item is, the better and more efficient it is in general. Like a Wraithband's gonna be more efficient than a Blade of Alacrity, for example. And that's like by design, right? Because then you're limited by item slots and you have these timings when you're behind. But they force
the
the
BKB Stampede. And the Hex. Oh no, that's not what you want to see. Holy moly. Boris, does he get out at the very least? TP away? Ooh. All right, time dilation's still pretty good. But yeah, losing the puck hurts.
Crit is just such a good player, man. He's always there at the right time. Like every single time TOOBASED have tried to go for one of these moves, like Crit is right there to punish them.
He's one of NA's finest.
It's true.
Yes, we will claim him.
Oh yeah.
Well, it is looking a little bit like last game where EG are sort of the ones making a lot of these moves, but they did get the Aghanim Scepter done on Clockwork here.
Well, he only has one build. It doesn't matter the hero.
Oh, up a miss.
Yeah, there it is.
That's what you need.
RNG.
Honestly, like that uphill miss is like a complete shift in your mentality, you know?
This
It's
is
like
where it all turns
God
around.
wants us to win, you know? We can do this. Mode
right.
10 lasso, teamwork.
See if they can do it.
All right, how much can overclock help? It is 200 bonus attack speed.
It's a lot of damage actually, because you get 2 rounds of nukes off. Unfortunately, battery cell doesn't stack, but it's actually a lot of damage. Whenever I watch a Clockwork play, if he's having a decent game, at the end of the game, he's always like top on damage. I'm like, oh, it's because he's rocketing opponents. And I look at the damage statistic. No, this hero just does a ton of damage. So
Yeah,
now you have
it's
to
nice having the breakdown where you can actually see what spells doing what.
Well,
That was when I learned that,
answer.
you know, Storm's passive is actually like all his damage.
It is.
I mean, it makes sense, but
I remember watching a Blitz video about it. He taught me. You max your E, not your Q if you have to fight.
It's coming.
Yes, please pick Shadow Demon against my Storm.
Yeah. Don't forget hexes. Those are just crazy. All right. Well, they're holding the high ground. They're hoping that something happens. They want to use
like actually almost has this Lincolns. Like, if you think about how these fights can go, like the thing about EG's lineup is, at the end of the day, they do have single target mid, physical damage, single target carry, physical damage. Like, they can get outscaled in team fights just by merit of the enemy team having better spells.
Ice being this wall in front of them. Now
Oh,
they
man,
do.
this-
Roche is up. They know that this is going on.
This
Wow.
mid tower, it's so oppressive. Like, you can't get past it, and Ice spots him out.
Yep, moves in, jumps onto Flea, has that hook shot ready, tries to throw it out, connects onto Ice, overclock afterwards, Annihilate, able to coil onto Crit, finds a chase down, looking for the kill. Everybody goes in on him, and they don't manage to bring him out before he kills off Annihilate. Abed taking a good chunk of damage from Monkeys Forever, and it is enough. They bring him down, buyback coming for Boris. They have Chrono back up if he can get here in time, but Empyrean, the last one left alive that's his friend, will fall. And meanwhile, well, it wasn't ever going to be there. Triple kill for Abed, and I think it's time to run it down mid. EG feeling themselves in this game number 2.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a couple of good teamfight executions from TOOBASED, but honestly, when you're this far behind, if the teamfight is at all complicated or, like, not perfect for you, it's gonna look like that. Like, that teamfight was even looking good at times. They killed Abed, but that's just not enough.
Well, GG is called in the end. 25 minutes I think the way that a lot of us expected this game to go, if maybe not in the fashion that we thought it would, with the Evil Geniuses win, but yeah, they looked really, really good. Definitely a tier above.
I still appreciate this concept of like playing to their full strength as well. I feel like they're not taking it like easy on two base. Yeah, we saw him pick Pudge like one game before, but I mean, Crit looked like he was playing on land, honestly. Like with these massive plays that he's making, he's all over the map. He's trying to be as quick as he can. That's kind of gameplay you want to be versus as well for two base. Like, yeah, you don't want to get shellacked necessarily, but this is the kind of game that you can learn from much more than game one, I think.
Aui, you sort of had some thoughts after game number one about mentality shifts that they needed to be made. Did you feel like you saw that at the very least?
Yeah, I think they played a lot less afraid to lose this game. Like, they're going for these moves, they're down on net worth, and it reflected in the game, right? Like, they took some of these fights, they look good at moments, and I mean, again, like for two base, like if you talk to them before the season, I don't think their goal is to win NA DPC.
Right.
I mean, you'd like to, but
Right.
your goal is to perform well, improve, stick together as a squad, and like show that you can get to a certain level. I think they're doing that really well, and they should remember, like, this is Evil Geniuses. It's not going to be easy games. So yeah, I mean, they're improving. Like, you can still see it week to week.
Well, Evil Geniuses, I think it is their goal to win the NADPC, last time I checked, and probably a lot more than that as well. But for now, at least, they continue the streak through the region. They continue to sort of beat down on the lower division or of the upper division teams. But they're going to start to get challenged, I think, a little bit more. Trent, anything that really stood out to you with this that you sort of saw cracks in the armor or things that you feel like might end up,
well, I think both games, Abed's lane was way too close. He didn't like double the CS of his opponents. So clearly questions about the mid laner here for EG. I don't know if he can really keep pace with the other stars that he plays with.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Fair point. Well, we need to get Lil Nick on the team for sure. But for now, at least, we're going to be going on back to the panel, hear them break down this as we get ready for our second match of the day. See y'all in a few.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. It is Evil Geniuses who claim another W here, making it a 2-0 against Simply TOOBASED here, keeping them down into the middle of the pack while EG remain undefeated and at the top along with Quincy Crew and Undying. I'm back in my panel. I've got good buddy Jenkins and Suns fan to help me break it down, as they say, for that game number 2. Jenkins, Aui had made the call that for TOOBASED in game 2, he wants to see something, more based. He wants to see them kind of not play to lose. Or how did he say it? He said, don't play it accepting that a loss is a possibility, more just kind of give it your all. Did you kind of see a bit of a play change from them, even though the result was the same?
I mean, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I feel like no. They were still kind of playing not to lose.
Yeah, that's what
as
it is.
opposed
Play
to
to not lose. That's what I
yeah.
was trying to get at.
And I think their draft was just a lot easier to take fights when EG made some, more obvious mistakes, like the crazy dive on the mid lane and then Monkeys buying back to take advantage of that. That was like the one good thing that went well for TOOBASED in that game. But I think if it wasn't for that particular play, and of course that was a costly play, I think if it wasn't for that play, this would have been a Gaben level shellacking. I would say this was another S tier, and it legitimately was looking worse for TOOBASED than the first game. And that makes sense given that they had this Nature's Prophet hero, who of course is going to walk around and snowball and take all of your towers with the ABBA as well. So it is the nature of the draft, but it looked pretty good for EG.
Now you're all about the positive Suns fan, but your take on the performance from TOOBASED and EG's win?
Yeah, trying to be positive. It was another shellacking. We won't even categorize this one because there's no point. I thought Boris had a really rough start on Void, and it's a hero that, he had to get Midas and then Sange, and then that's literally what the game ended at, if I'm not mistaken. So pretty much all the chrono damage, which, again, that's a pretty long cooldown. We talked about how they had some chrono damage with the Exorcism and the Snapfire, and they did a little bit, but it's just at some point you got to get some items on Void to be able to take off. But they just lost every lane. Again, it's pretty clear-cut snowball for EG.
All right. Well, we do have a winner's interview ready to go, it sounds like. And it seems like we have none other than Artur himself joining us on the broadcast. So let's go ahead and welcome him on here. Possibly? Yes. Okay. GG's, Artur. Hopefully you can hear me.
Hello?
Congratulations. Welcome to the
Yes, hello,
broadcast.
hello.
Awesome. Great. Congratulations. It's a big win against TOOBASED at 2-0. So I'm curious, obviously a lot of familiar players I'm sure you're in the pubs with every night. Do you offer a based take on this 2-0 win over them?
Uh, I think everything went as expected for us. Nothing out of the ordinary. That's my base take.
Very based indeed, sir. I guess just to kind of talk up a bit, obviously TOOBASED is a team that came from Division 2. Maybe kind of people would label them as a pub stack, but they're, kind of rising up a bit, being there neck and neck with Four Zoomers. Can you tell us at all any of your insight to your counterpart in Boris? He's still shrouded in a bit of mystery. I've yet to even see him on camera. All we know is he has fantastic hair and he can play good Dota. What is your opinion on him as a core player rising up?
To be honest, out of all the carry players in NA, I don't know much about him because I'm not too sure if he has a lot of smurfs he plays pubs on or if he doesn't play ranked that much, but I never see him in pubs. And I don't know what smurf he plays on or whatever exactly, so I mean, but he looks like very solid. I think he drafts for them too, so he's kind of their captain, which is really a hard task for a carry player. So I have nothing but respect for the guy.
Nice. Appreciate the bit of insight there. Of course, still have Jenkins and Suns fan here who would like to ask a couple of questions. So why don't we start with Jenkins?
I gotta ask about the Nature's Prophet hero. I heard from Aui that you really think that this hero is a good carry in this patch, and I'm wondering why on this patch does Nature seem like a good carry compared to the last one where he wasn't really picked all that much as a carry?
Well, initially, even last season, I thought the hero was very strong. Mostly my heroes and what I decide to play depend on kind of what the enemy picks. And more often than not, last season or last patch, it felt more difficult to pick it. This patch, I just have the same mindset. If it looks like a good Furion game, if I can take towers, if I can do what I need to do on Furion, I just ask for it. And it looked like a really good game for Furion.
That makes sense, like Batrider being nerfed and different things like that.
Yeah, those
okay,
heroes influenced Furion a lot, and Nyx and stuff.
True, yeah. Second question. This is more of a meme one. If you could eat one food and get all of your nutrition from it and not give a shit about calories or anything like that, you have a perfect, healthy body eating this one food. What food would you choose to eat?
I would probably enjoy eating. My mom makes a really nice dish called plov, and I would probably eat that. Problem is, it's a lot of calories, and if I eat too much, I feel kind of groggy. But I would eat that if I had no problems with the calories or feeling groggy.
But what is plov? What is that?
It's I'll link it for you guys later. It's like a rice dish, and it has a lot of. Some people prefer lamb. In the beginning, when I was younger, I ate it with beef, but now I like lamb a lot, so I'll eat it with lamb. It's just some pretty standard food you eat in Uzbekistan when I was young. Here, where's
Perfect
this?
choice
Very
for
cool.
Mother's Day as well. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
indeed,
good choice.
indeed. All right, as you link that, Artur, congratulations on the win. As always, I have 0 questions about the actual series itself. I'm a very professional analyst here. I was wondering, well, I'll give you the serious question first. So the major, obviously a disappointment, although second place still good in its own right, really good in its own right, especially with NA being not respected very much, but the way that it went down, obviously not what you guys had in mind. How do you reset personally after something like that? Do you take a mini vacation, just play Dota? What do you do?
I wasn't that affected by the final. I felt I learned many things that I feel I wouldn't be able to have learned if I wasn't in that situation, because I've never really, I can't remember if that's ever happened to me, but at least it hasn't happened to me in a long time where we are up 2-0 and then we just lose the next 3 games. So I feel I learned a very good lesson that will hopefully matter someday if it happens again. But I didn't really do anything special to reset. I just, was sad the night of, and then on the flight home, remotivated myself and went back to pubs straight away.
All right, cool. Yeah, seems like from a lot of the position ones, especially the guys that came into the scene like at a very young age, you seem to have a very level head compared to others that will not be named. Last question from me: if there was one hero that you wish you would be allowed to play by your team or by Ice Frog in competitive, what would you choose? Like for a fun hero, and why?
There's some like moments where I've asked for a Shadow Fiend safe lane, and like sometimes I've been really pushing some TA safe lane these days, and sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. But I would definitely like playing SF and TA a lot more if I could. Those heroes are very enjoyable, and I like them even more because of the change to Manta. It actually is pretty good on range heroes again. So I just like buying Manta on those heroes and trying to dodge spells. Just exciting for me. So probably one of those.
Jenkins was trying to hype up your position 1 TA with Ags. Can you talk about if that's actually legit or is it more of a meme thing right now?
No, absolutely. I think it is good. It's just like it's very difficult to consistently draft the hero, Um, and there's a lot of variation of item builds you can go on the hero. Like I've been trying a lot of Dragonlance, Deso, some Manta, some Ags, some like Ags into Manta, some Manta into Deso. So I'm not really sure. I don't have that confident of an opinion on the item build yet, but I do think the Ags has a place.
All right.
Good to know
Arteezy, I do
Jenkins is not
wanna
full of bullshit. That's great.
Yeah.
Not today.
We were hoping to see the safe lane TA. That would have been hype for sure. Before I let you go, just one. I don't know if you've been watching much of the other regions at all. It looks like in Europe, things have certainly kind of lopsided a bit. I mean, there's a world where Secret get relegated on where they're going. OG are rising back up. Do you think that how things have worked out for them is more so with the new patch and how everything's been working out from there? Or do you think that they're just going through their own revamp of hierarchy between which teams are the best or not? What do you think is have a more of a factor? Is it the skill changing as teams learn, or is it the patch has just changed things up for them? Over here, we're seeing the same thing. Over there, it's changing a lot.
Uh, I can't really give like a fair perspective on what's going on in Europe because the meta here in NA is a lot different than Europe. Like if we were to watch these like European games, we'd talk like super differently. We would say stuff about their draft or their plays, and everything's just different for us.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't criticize them because they have their own game there. But I do think Secret will be fine. Like they won't get relegated. Um, they seem to be going through some like change of gameplay that maybe is affected by the patch or maybe it's like through other things. So yeah, I'm not totally sure.
No, definitely
I'm not gonna
appreciate
fuel
getting
the
your own
fire of
insight.
NA versus Europe or anything like that. So
No, definitely not looking for that. You obviously just have a big Dota brain, and we're just plebeians who are trying to make our insight from the outside and want to know what the hubbub's all about. So, with that though, we won't hold you hostage much longer. Thank you so much, Arteezy, for joining us on the broadcast. Next week is a huge week. You're going against both, I believe, Quincy Crew and Undying, so we are looking forward to that. And best of luck.
thanks for having me, guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye. GG's to our tour and shouts to him and the gang. It was nice to have him. Gentlemen, that was certainly much more well-behaved and basic interview on your part. Last time you were asking him about eating Bulba's hat. So, gotta say, nice job on that end. Definitely kept it a bit more
Thank
in
you.
line. Maybe two in line, I guess, at that point. But really, what is there to draw from much of that? It almost got hard to kind of really want to pick his brain, right? Like, I think they were expecting a swift 2-0 against TOOBASED. We hope for a world where we could see TOOBASED pull out the win and mix things up a bit. But I imagine next week is really all that EG have been kind of waiting for. As we see, it is fully complete. The big three are there. They all have 4 zeros. And ultimately, they must finally face off. And that week is going to be next week. So,
Oh, yeah.
what based on what we've seen from the big three so far, Jenkins, will start with you. Is this going to be a run back from what we saw in season 1? A bit of a rock, paper, scissors at the start into a 3-way tie? Are we going to see Undying rise up and above and solidify a spot for themselves? What's going to happen?
God, you know, it's hard to say because I feel like Undying, they've switched around the way that they play so that they're not just relying on Bryle being the hard carry. So that's an improvement that we're seeing happen with Undying, that I think that was like the only criticism that we really had of this team. And then Quincy Crew have actually started integrating flex picks into their draft, which they weren't doing that in the previous season. Even at the major, they weren't really like flexing anything. So that's a big improvement for them. And I think we've seen them take like strangleholds on games more so than they did in the first season. And then EG as well looks extremely solid. They look like in every single game they have full control of the game, and that now they're not just first phasing Abed's hero. So I hate to give the safe answer of I have no idea, but every team has improved. If I had to pick, I would say it's the same order as it was last season. The exact same order, but I think all of the teams are better than they were in the last season by a pretty significant margin.
I think it's the same order, but I think EG is just on their own level. I don't think anybody's going to beat EG. I think it's all about the second place where Quincy Crew would have the advantage over Undying. Like Undying can take a game off EG, for example, but I cannot see a world where they win a series. And Quincy Crew, kind of the same, although I think they're a little bit obviously better than Undying. So it's going to be the hypest match for me is Undying versus Quincy Crew to see who likely will be the number 2.
Yeah, so you would agree that probably Quincy Crew are the team that has the best chance to pull out a winning series against EG. And I'd say for them to even do that, it would require them to have a good pre-game strategy, a good drafting strategy going into it, not just kind of being very reactionary within the moment and going off their, who showed up that day to play. I feel like they need to have one of their, LOA or whatever big brain type, strategies in motion. Like when we see them play against the 4 Zoomers, allow them the opportunity to play stuff like the Bird Mother and then just have the answer ready for it. They need something like that ready for EG. All right.
I think so.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, you think so?
I was just gonna say,
what do you think?
there needs to be something.
Can I interrupt real quick?
All right.
Back to you, Dakota. Thank you. Back to you.
I
think you're right that there just has to be a spicy.
No, I want to know what you think about XPG and their gunmetal Xenia notebook, baby.
God, we're
Welcome
so
to
good
my
at this.
bedroom. You can't see my bed or anything else, but you know what I got, baby? I got the XPG gunmetal Xenia notebook right there, sporting the 2060 graphics card. It is so sweet. It is so sexy. And guess what? You could get one yourself. And along the way, you can support the sponsors. You could support NADPC. You can most importantly support North American Dota, and you can do it all for free. Scroll down right now on the Twitch page, hit the giveaway box, and you have entered for free an opportunity to win the Xenia XE Gaming Lifestyle Ultrabook. If you don't get that, you have an opportunity to also win the Summoner Gaming Keyboard. Everything comes with BTS merchandise. Jenkins, you're in there, you're feeling good about your life, everything is great, and then suddenly a Summoner Gaming Keyboard falls into your lap. What do?
I would pull off every single one of the keys individually, and then I would
What?
I would scramble the keys, and then I would rewrite all of Fear and Loathing by Hunter S. Thompson with my eyes closed and just listening to an audiobook of that with the keys scrambled. That's what I would spend probably about 2 to 3 weeks doing before giving up, and then hitting up that Q button in Dota 2. Probably playing some Kunkka offlane.
Get your own XPG Summoner keyboard. Hit up the XPG website. Go show them love. Go show them support. Seriously, though, we could certainly use it. So with that said, gentlemen, we are going to be heading into a bit of an intermission here because of the Swift 2-0 and our timed best of 3 schedule. The next match is not slated to begin until the next hour, which would be, according to that clock down there, about 58 minutes from now. But guess what? We have good news to hold you over in the meantime. Our good old content is going to kick in. A run back once again. The classic, the Twitch casts has returned to bring you some of their own fine commentary. And then after that, I guess we may be back to possibly review some Overwatch cases. So if you don't like cringe stuff, I advise shutting off the stream and running as fast as you can. Otherwise, we'll see you for that one in due time. Please save me.